Hey guys, welcome to another video. This is the next part in the 1K challenge. So hopefully by now you've seen the first two parts. If you haven't, I would advise you to go back and watch part one of the challenge. It is in this playlist. So if you've watched the last couple of videos, you'll have seen we got off to a pretty good start. We got a couple of sales straight off the rip with only about, I think, 2 or 3 items listed. It is around 9 days since we listed our first item. We haven't changed any of the settings. We have started to list a bit more. Just by 1 or 2 more items a day, and there's actually nothing really to report. I was quite surprised that we got a sale and then a second sale kind of within those first 3 or 4 days, but we actually haven't had a sale since. Okay, I haven't really been keeping an eye on this account. I've kind of set it for the last couple of days between part 2 and now. All I did was increase the listings and didn't do a great deal. Okay, so I did just want to let things take over. Now, I personally, with the start that it had, I was expecting maybe 1 or 2 more sales since the previous sale, which was on the 8th, so about 4 days ago. However, if the account had no sales in the first 9 days, with only 15 items listed as of now, I wouldn't be that worried either. So if you are new or if you're like starting off your dropshipping store, I want to make it very, very clear that it is perfectly normal that you could have potentially no sales even within the first 30 to 50 items sold. I mean, if you haven't sold anything within kind of listing, certainly 50 plus items, I would start to maybe think, are my postage times fast enough? Are my listings visible on eBay? Are my margins competitive? Is my pricing competitive enough to drive sales? Am I listing too many high-priced items? Not enough low-priced items? All these kind of things. So we're going to have a bit of a look at my items and the kind of price ranges, and then we're going to see do we need to adjust anything. Also, I haven't been running any promoted listings or anything like that. So what I'm going to do, first of all, while I'm in the eBay account, is I'm going to show you how to take advantage of promoted listings. Now, promoted listings have changed quite a bit over the recent times, where eBay want to force you down a road of pay per click. It just doesn't work for dropshippers, okay? We want to use like a very basic campaign. So over here in the top right-hand corner, we want to create a new campaign. So what we want to do is basically promote our listings and only have to pay a fee when the item actually sells. So therefore, we're not out like an advertising spend or pay-per-click kind of situation where, you could be paying per click and the item's still not selling. You could end up in a very negative situation. So I'm going to go ahead, click this one, promote listings. And my priority is to pay for sales. So you can see here, they want to promote this pay per click. They say it gets you 50% more sales. And whilst it's great for certain business models, it just isn't for us. And we want to add listings here as well. So we can see we've got 15 listings here. I'm going to blur all this out so you can't see what type of listings that I'm listing, because I don't want anyone to go and steal the items on the store. And it's just not going to make for a great challenge if this store is getting sniped and items getting taken. It's going to have much less chance of success. So I want to portray the video like a new dropshipper. New dropshippers won't be putting all their items on YouTube, obviously, for everyone to see. So we can go ahead and we can either do manual or we can click on rule-based. Okay, now manual's fine if you've got 15 items like this. Okay, however, I'm going to click on rule-based, which basically allows you to add all qualifying listings. Okay, so I'm going to create new rule, and I'm going to go to fixed ad rate. Be careful, you want to always do fixed ad rate. Dynamic rate will move your rates up and down, and they'll be very high. We just want to promote at the lowest possible ad rate. We want to ignore everything that eBay is saying here. 2% is the max I will list my promotions at, because I don't want to give away too much of the profit. We're ultimately listing these particular items for 4 or 5%. We'll obviously increase that in the future as time goes on. We just want to build traction, so we don't want to make these into negative profits. And also, you can still sell your items outside of the promotions. This just gives them a better chance to actually sell. Okay, so let's go ahead and click on launch. And you can see here the start date is today, the 13th of September, and we just don't have an end date. We just want this to be continuous. So go ahead and click launch, and that will promote our listing. So what this basically does is it allows items to be seen in various different places where eBay will place your sponsored listing. So it could be on another item when someone's looking at something. It could be somewhere else on the eBay website, and also in the search results, your sponsored listings will appear higher ranked than your organic ones as well. But essentially, your item will place twice. So people can still click on the non-sponsored one. So you can see down here, you can see all your metrics. We'll do that and review those as we go along. Now, strangely enough, this is saying the promoted listings have views on them, but I've not been promoting anything. So this must be one of the joys of eBay. I don't really know. I've not been promoting anything during this period, so not entirely sure. Could just be off. I mean, it's saying, yeah, I just don't. There's no point in getting into it. Sometimes eBay just have those inconsistencies, and it makes you wonder, how accurate the data actually is. But we'll come back and have a look at the data at some other point. Okay, so now we're going to go in and have a look at SaleFreaks itself and see what type of items, what type of price ranges. More importantly, I'm not going to show you the items. Let's see what price ranges are. Let's see what we can potentially do to spice things up and try and get things moving along. And again, by the way, there could be absolutely nothing that we really want to do at this point. If you are starting your own eBay dropshipping store, there's been stores where I've just left ticking over for weeks and not do anything else. We don't want to tinker around with things too much. We've set this account up the way we want it to be set up. So also, it's good to review things, but sometimes just making changes for making changes' sake is not the best way to go. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of time, a little bit of patience, and things will start to move. Okay, so as long as you're trusting the process, following the plan, good things will come. I can guarantee you. I have every confidence that this store will start to perform. Okay, so cool. So I can see my items listed here. They're all listed sort of for in and around 15, 16, 13, basically between sort of 10 and 20 quid. Now, I don't have any low priced items at all. So that could be something that I maybe want to tease some of those lower priced items, maybe to boost the traffic a little bit more. One of the items has been optimized. I did that in part 2 just to show you. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bulk optimize the rest of these listings. So bulk optimization costs 0.1 token. So it is really, really cost effective to do this via the AI optimization tool. Which we developed ourselves, and we believe that it creates the best possible title for eBay based on everything that we know through our experience over the years of eBay dropshipping and anything that's kind of happening at this point in time with how the eBay SEO actually works. So what we can do is we can click all these titles, click all these products, and then we can choose in the optimization box. Okay, so what I'm going to do is choose to optimize the title, and I'm going to click optimize. And for now, I'm just going to optimize the title. Okay, I don't want to confuse things too much. I just want to optimize the title, keep it cost effective, and you should see that appear in. Oh, I needed to add a comment in here as well for that actually to take effect. So don't be like me. Don't forget to do that. So click on optimize and then click OK. And we'll see here the little wheel going around. With a bit of luck, we'll then see under optimized here. Okay, now ignore the things below this. Obviously, you can see here, remove all 3,000 items, product update, reduce the margin. This is me bulk changing things on the other stores that I have linked to this SaleFreaks account. So for this one, I'm just looking at this one account. So these are all the same eBay account. Okay, so just want to make that clear. It's nothing, no crazy business going on. So what we're doing is we're optimizing the 14 remaining active listings that we have on there. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into global settings and I'm going to see, is there any way we can just try and tease some lower priced items onto our store. Okie dokie, so we have the bestseller auto listings right here. You can see that I'm listing up to 5 a day. Now, it doesn't always list 5 a day. It will block any zeros or any duplications. So I actually tend to need to list a bit more in order to get what I want. So first things first, I'm going to up that slightly. Okay, so we've now been listing for 9 days. If I put in 5, I'm generally getting 2 items over the last couple of days. So I'm going to just increase that slightly to 8 in hope that I'm going to get 4 or 5. And then I'm just going to start gradually moving that up and up and up. I feel like with this particular account now, there's 15 listings on it. We've had no issues from eBay. Sometimes if you start listing your first items after you haven't made any sales, or you've made very few sales or purchases, they can suspend the account for verification, where they just want you to call up or chat to them and confirm what you're doing. So we want to try to avoid any interactions like that. So it's easier to prevent something from happening than to fix it or cure it afterwards. So that's why I always start with 1 or 2 listings a day for the first couple of days and gradually increase it as the weeks and months go on. So anyway, 8 listings. Max price with auto lister here is 19. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this down slightly. I'm going to put this to £3. I don't really, I mean, £1, £2 items, yes, they can drive a bit of traffic, but it's a bit too low. And I'm going to nudge this down slightly to £12. So I want to try and aim for a kind of average price of, around £5 or £6, okay, to be listed under the store. I feel that it's kind of gravitated more towards the higher end of my max rather than the lower end. So I want to try and balance things out a little bit now by listing, items that are between £3 and £12. That should do the trick. Hopefully that will increase some of the sales. Although I said don't, set up and leave it as it is and don't tinker around with it too much. This for me is kind of like, this is like the most I'm gonna play around with. I'm not gonna change anything much in terms of like the settings or anything like that. I think all my postage times are fine. The profit margins, I'm not gonna change those. I'm gonna leave with those. I'm gonna stick with those until I feel like if it really needs a change. But I honestly don't think it will. I think we get a couple of more lower priced items on there. We start optimizing our listings. We start to see a bit more sales. We're also right bang in the middle of the month. Back to school month in the UK. It's not a great month, sort of building up to Q4. I would imagine by the time it gets to payday, things will start to pick up. So I'm going to lean into the next couple of weeks, start increasing the listings and see where we get to. And just before this video ends, I wanted to give you guys an idea of how the AI optimization tool actually works. So I'm going to overlay or put in another little video just of a random listing and how SaleFreaks actually uses all the information it has to build the perfect title. Obviously I don't want to do it on one of these stores. I've just picked another random listing to show you how it can build a title. So I'm going to pop this up on the video just at the end. It just takes a couple of minutes just to show you how that optimization tool works. It really is beneficial. If you are watching this and you're already SaleFreaks user and you're not using the optimization tools, you really are missing out. It really does make a massive difference in your sales. So I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to catch you in the next video, hopefully. Update you on what's going on, hopefully some good results and things to bring you, and then we'll take some next steps and kind of show you where we want to be towards the end of the month. Thanks as always for watching. Feel free to comment, feel free to like the video, share it with anyone else that you might think wants to get into eBay dropshipping. And as always, there are links to SaleFreaks where you can get a free ebook. You can get a very, very low priced 7-day trial if you want to have a look at the software. And we also have a free course that tells you how to use everything. We also have our Facebook community group where you can get help, support, everything you need to get your dropshipping business going. Again, thanks, and I'll catch you on the next one.